Hello, beautiful people. You're welcome to yet another episode of the show True to Life with Des. And today in the studio, I have my co-host here with me.
It's your boy VJ Cartel, Life on the Red.
And also, I have a beautiful and interesting guest in the building.
Yeah.
Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Mose Anthony. I'm a real estate consultant and an investment analyst. So it's good to be here.
You're welcome to the show True to Life with Des. Yeah, all right. So talking about investment, since you're a real estate analyst and I'm investment analyst, so what should we understand with the word investment? What is investment?
All right, so investment has to do with allocation of resources, money, with the sole aim of generating profit and returns in the future. Yeah, so when you have money now and you want to multiply your money, you find an investment opportunities to put in the funds, and the goal of such action is to have increased return in the future. So if you are putting money somewhere and it doesn't have a potential to increase in value, it's not an investment. We'll have different kinds of investments. We'll have portfolios, paper portfolios, where you talk about buying bonds, buying shares. That has to do with the banking and the rest. Then we also have what we call fixed deposits in the banks. A lot of persons, that's what most persons are aware of. You put your funds in the bank trades with your money and give you returns. Then what I know, being a real estate investment analyst, I can tell you confidently that one of the best places to put your funds and watch it grow exponentially is in the real estate. A lot of persons will tell you to buy crypto, to buy digital assets. They are good, they are fine. But if you check the top millionaires in the world, the top richest guys in the world, very many of them are into real estate. That's part of what we call tangible assets. Now, a lot of persons will graduate from just buying land and into buying properties. But the property and the value of a property is mostly tied to the location, which also goes back to land. So one of the best and the safest way to grow your funds, to put in your money, is to find a property, find a real estate investment, and put your funds in there.
Wow, wonderful. So, what advice you have to someone starting up in investment, like a newbie in investment? How or where can that person invest?
Okay, now, before you talk about investing in real estate, you must understand why. Because when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So you must first of all define, what do I want to do? Why do I need this property? Why do I need this land? Now, a lot of persons, maybe you have an intention to develop a site, you want to build a residential apartment. There are things to consider. The location. It doesn't make sense to maybe start getting a property that is along an express for residential. Doesn't make sense. Now, maybe your aim is also for commercial. You want to get a plot that is very close to the road, very accessible. And again, such plots can get the interest of banks, fuel stations, big parastatals. Okay, and we also have the third aspect, people who just want to put in their funds into a real estate investment and watch it grow, what I call buy to sell. You buy a property, it appreciates for a particular period of time, and you sell it off. So when you do that, definitely your investment capital would have appreciated, because land is one thing that has the potential to keep appreciating. A land you buy this year at 1.52 million, in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years, it should have over 80 to 100% appreciation in value. Yes, even without doing anything, just getting the land there, keeping it there, getting the right documents, and they're keeping it safe. You already have an investment that has potential to grow. I've seen people who buy properties for just ₦1 million, and in a space of a very short time, it skyrockets. Especially if you're able to understand where to get a property. If you understand the location, because location is very important in telling the value of a property. So if you have a prior information that something's going to happen around here, which will drive attention, drive people to that location, any property in such location will definitely appreciate in a very short period of time. So as a beginner, I will encourage you to find properties that are springing up. As a beginner, you might not have very large amount of funds to put in. So if you can understand where attention is going to, you position yourself there. In a very short time, your property or your whatever you have there would have appreciated.
Yeah, sorry, talking about not having much funds to start investing, how much do I need to start investing? Like, is there a particular
amount?
Yeah.
Well, there is. When we talk about land, we're talking about high ticket assets. Yeah, we're not talking about biscuit and all those low ticket products. When we talk about land, we're talking about high ticket product. And the value, there is land for everyone, everywhere. As I'm talking to you now, there are places you can see a plot of land for 100,000. Yes, if you go to some very thick villages where there is no development whatsoever, you can see a plot of land 100,000. So but if you want to do what we call property flipping, you get it, you give it out in a short time. So you must find a place where attention is going to. If you want me to be very specific, take for instance in this Asaba Oasis, there are areas that real estate companies have acquired many properties around there. So because of the presence of real estate companies with their the things they are putting in place, those things will definitely drive value, and we'll have some very good locations around here. So as a beginner, if you can get properties around those areas, you are sure to get good value in a very short time. One thing investors are not in a hurry to get back their returns on investment. Every serious-minded investor puts time into consideration. They are not telling you. In fact, many people have what I call Ponzi mindset. Ponzi mindset is I put 10,000 today, I'll get 20,000 tomorrow. Investors don't do that. Investors project into the future. They look into 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years from now. That's what they're looking at. So if you have a long-term investment mindset, then you should not be talking about I invest something today and tomorrow. In fact, if you invest in lands and you in less than 6 months, 1 year, you sell it off, of course it would have appreciated. But imagine what that value of land would have been 5 years. You might be happy that you made profit. I made profit, you are excited. You buy a land for 600,000 or for 1 million, and in the space of 6 months, 8 months, you sell it out for 2.5 million or 3 million. You've made profit. You've made over 100% profit. You are excited. But you'll be shocked that in the next 5 years, that same property you sold for 2.5 million, you cannot be talking about 20 million. Yes. Wow. So if you have a long-term, if I go into investment, you should delete Ponzi mindset from your mind. Your aim should be, that takes us back to your aim. If your aim is to acquire a property for development, you want to go to build a residential or a business or commercial hub, it's fine. But if your goal from the beginning is to buy, hold, and sell in the future, then you should be talking about giving it time. And if that's what you want to do, amazing. Give it 1 year, give it 2 years, give it 3 years. You'll be able to get great return on that investment.
Going into investment, what are those things I should look out for? Those things I should be aware of before I start investing my money?
Okay, now I'm trying to streamline my answers to real estate where I belong. Okay, so every business has risk, no doubt, but there's what we call calculated risk. Calculated risk is a risk you are willing to take. Everything in life has risk. In fact, drinking water is risky. Written in is risky because you could just drink water now and it will miss the track and go somewhere else and you will choke.
Right, true.
Well, you will not say because you are afraid of choking, you will not drink water. Everything comes with risk, but you calculate it. Now, in real estate, a lot of people have acquired properties and they landed themselves in troubles. In fact, the reason most persons are afraid to buy any property is because they're not even sure of which is which. They're not sure of the source, the originality of the property, and they're not sure that if they acquire this property, they can go home and sleep. And that's why I encourage people, if your fear is not knowing the right property, the source, the genuineness of the property, one of the easiest and the best thing to do is to buy your property through a real estate company. Yes, that's one of the safest, the easiest way to acquire a property. Especially those people who are not in areas where they can access these properties. Maybe you are outside Nigeria. You don't even know how to, because you can't come and see the land. You can't come and see where it is and all of that. The easiest and the safest thing to do is to find a credible real estate company and patronize them. Why do you need to buy from a real estate company? Number one, you are sure of the genuineness and the source of the land, because the company takes over that stress of you verifying the ownership of the land. You don't need to start wondering and thinking about how you're going to go and do deed, how you're going to talk about survey. It's none of your business. The estate will take charge of that. And again, they will protect the land, because I've got a lot of clients who tell me, I cannot buy land in Asaba. I don't stay in Asaba. And I tell them, you don't need to be in Asaba to buy land in Asaba. They say, okay, how will I be sure that my land is safe? If you're buying from a real estate company, a reputable one at that, because there are a lot of real estate, of course. Yeah. So if you find a reputable company that, before a company puts out a product in the market, they would have done their due diligence, they would have done the surveying, they would have done the perimeter fencing, and of course, they would have done the plotting. Some go even as far as putting up the gatehouse and all of that. So if you buy a property in such place, the whole estate is fenced. So your plot is safe. Once you follow the right source and you've gotten your allocation, you've gotten your documentation, it is safe. Nobody's going to encroach into your land. Nobody's going to take over your land as long as it is inside the estate. Wow. Remember, it has a general fence, so your location is safe. So if you're anywhere and you see a property, you like the location, you pay for the property, you get your documents. Usually, there are 3 major documents we give. There's what we call the registered survey of the land. There's what we call the deed of assignment, which hands over the ownership of the land to you. And there's what we call the certificate of allocation, which specifies your plot number. Okay, so once you get these documents, the property belongs to you. And you can either hold it and sell it off in the future, or in the future you choose to develop it. That is solely your decision to make. So to reduce your risk of investment in real estate, try and find a credible company and invest with them. That will reduce your risk to a significant percentage. I am a partner with P1, Property World African Network. We are 12 years globally. And of course, I make bold to say that we are the biggest real estate company in Africa at the moment. So we are big. We'll have properties in different places, different cities. So any place you're hearing us from, we have an estate for you. And you can gladly reach out to me. And I love P1 because we've done a lot of adjustments. You know, we've grown. Imagine a company that has stood the test of time in Nigerian situation for more than 12 years. We've been standing strong, waxing strong, and doing amazing things. So right now, the company has innovated, you know, because we realized that in the past, people just go to a place, go to the bush, get a property, and most people find it difficult to get a location. That was years ago. But right now, because of the involvement of the company, it's now a law. Before any land is put out in the market, there are certain things that must be done. You must have done your perimeter fencing. You must have done your plot allocation. So once people make their payments, they should be able to get their plot allocation immediately.
All right, Mr. Tony, thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate it. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it from Mr. Tony about investment. So to know more, you have to reach out to him through his number or his WhatsApp. Anyhow, you can reach out to him. Just reach out to him because investment is very important, like he has said. Thank you very much for staying with us in this episode. Until next time, stay tuned.
Yeah, I be like TX go high, but he never do. They say my song nice, with my lyrics good. Tell me what thing you don't do, way I never do. If you dey pain you, chemist get Panadol. And I'm out here with there's the creator, True to Life. You go watch True to Life and have fun.